you know, about as pathetic could be, I would say. And I thought that, Illinois, they didn't wake up for the game in the sense that I didn't think would happen. Like, they were scoring early, they were scoring often, and their defense was letting them down. And they seem to have some sort of thing where their defense decides to be better in the second half in most games. Obviously, it didn't matter. I mean, they almost got back into this game, and then Funk hits the three. When you allow a three on an inbound with 1 second left in the shot clock, that is like completely unacceptable.
And I don't know, there was a matchup issue or something, because I mean, you had to think that they were going to get it to Funk. Well, they set a double screen. Epps and Sky both get caught underneath, and Danger is playing the post for some reason. You got to stop the threes. Penn State, great game plan. Basically just have Pickett back everybody down and then have open shooters all night.
One of the first things I said in the preview was Shrewsbury's a good game planner, especially against Illinois.
Yeah, he did. Bunker says they were draining three. Penn State was unreal from three, 12 of 24, not counting Lundy's 2 threes that he was fouled on. He got 6 free throws out of. Lundy might fall down on every 3 he shoots, but I guess that's okay. Thought it was interesting. Matthew Meyer played 7 minutes in the second half. Coleman Hawkins, 6 assists, but probably his worst game of the year. Illinois has a problem when Matthew Meyer is the only one that can handle the ball well enough to take it to the lane, because Shannon can't do it. Because when teams are active and they stick hands in there, Illinois can't handle the ball. So Shannon did it. You saw it from Hawkins. Epps tried to get to the lane, but, just too small. I don't know. You can't allow 12 threes, especially against a team that lives and dies on the three. That's what they're known for.
Yep. Well,
Shannon did nothing. Yeah, Shannon was basically obsolete. He didn't even want to take the 3 with 2 minutes left, down 15, which is shocking to me.
He didn't want to airball another one.
Yeah, that was the corner where he likes to airball.
One thing that's mind-boggling to me is that, does this team know that when you're down 15, you should probably try to have quicker possessions? Maybe don't take all the time. Like, I think Brad Underwood has a big problem with the rotations right now. Like, I don't think he knows, because how many times are we going to see Danger come in and just kill the team defensively, or just make a mistake with the ball?
Well, and that's why Illinois goes on that run. Danger comes in, he fumbles it twice. He can't play defense against a smaller Penn State lineup. I mean, Danger had no chance when Penn State went small. So, and then Illinois basically falling for every shot fake in the game. It was unreal.
That's Syracuse stuff right there.
Underwood already saying that they had their 2 worst practices of the year. It's on him.
Ridiculous. I'm really interested to see. I mean, it kind of sucks they don't play again until next Saturday, but I'll be interested to see how they come out. I think there's a chance that we see the lineup change in that game. Like, I could see him starting 3 or 4 freshmen to send a message. Maybe not to play them, but I mean, he brought in a lot. The freshmen, I think, were the toughest ones out there. If your freshmen are your toughest players, what the hell? Why are the freshmen the most aggressive players?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the best lineups when it was 4 freshmen and Coleman. At least those guys are looking to move. It seems like the older guys, Terrence Shannon and Matthew Meyer, they are so one-on-one basketball. I mean, Matthew Meyer with the step-back threes, he was my player to watch. He had a great game. But some of those, you gotta step back a little bit. You got to play a little reserved and not just chuck them up. But Illinois, they got to figure this out. Shrewsbury had a plan. He knows Illinois is going to switch. He switched for Pickett for whoever he wanted to face during that time down the court. And then Illinois, they end up leaving shooters. There was one where Coleman coughs it up. Dredd comes down, and Miles Dredd 50% from three this year, and Coleman Hawkins doesn't even put a hand up in his face. No excuses for Shannon either. His eye is fully healed. Yeah. I know Ty fouled on 1-3, but I actually liked his game today. I thought Ty Rodgers played probably his best game of the year. I thought that when he had the steal and the dunk run out, I thought he fumbled the ball, but apparently he was just trying to look cool and took it real low to the ground. But I thought Ty Rodgers was really good today. Numbers are good for Ty Rodgers. 14 minutes, 3 of 5 from the field, 3 rebounds and a steal. So I was happy with how Ty played. The closeout on the 3 was awful, but now we're tied record wise with Penn State, except they got a Big Ten win. Yeah, Illinois is I don't know. You're going 0-2 into actual Big Ten play.
Uncharted waters, folks. The last 4 years. The good thing is, I would say,
up and down, right? We didn't think the downs would be this low. I mean, 59 points. Penn State, their defense was good. It seemed like Illinois couldn't penetrate. Again, when the freshmen were in and the ball was moving and guys were moving, it seemed that things were working better. But Brad's got to figure out something offensively, which apparently he, has something. Get Coleman the ball, and if you don't, I'm going to yell in your face and call a timeout. Or I don't even know. One-on-one ball. Defensively, the switching's not working.
I'm done with that.
The fact that they can't even throw something else at them just to change it up a little bit is kind of weird. Hawkins not contesting that shot is inexcusable. Yeah, I was livid. Funk, yes, 3-point sniper. Funk was unreal. That 9-0 run just killed Illinois. Funk, you can't say the shot wasn't contested. Great shot. Then he hits one in transition, and then you leave Miles Dredd wide open. You can't do it. Ty played well. Yeah, I thought Ty had a great game. MJ says in the first halves of the games, we tend to gamble defensively in low percentage situations, causing unnecessary rotations and open shots. Almost rather play more conservative D early and ramp it up late. Yeah, I mean, Penn State was getting whatever they wanted in the first half. Illinois had streaks in the second half where, there was a 5-minute drought and whatever, and then Penn State hit dagger 3 after dagger 3. Couldn't do anything. So
I will also say I don't want to overreact to this game because I think college basketball more than ever this year with all the parity there's been, it's like so reactionary. I don't think that's really like Penn State 50% from the field, 50% from 3. Part of it was them just making everything. Part of it was Illinois' defense not being great. Illinois dropped 9 spots in KenPom defensively after this game. They're 20th now. They're now 21st overall. They dropped 9 spots overall. Starting 0-2 in the Big Ten is certainly not ideal, but I think the good thing for them, if I know Brad Underwood teams like I think I do at this point, you have Northwestern. I know it's there, but that should be a win. You have Wisconsin at home, should be a win. Nebraska, it's in Nebraska, but that should be a win. Michigan State home, Minnesota on the road. Like there's a very real scenario where they're 5-2 in the Big Ten. And I do kind of find it funny. I know we're pissed off. Kind of find it funny that you said they go 17-0 and they're 0-2. It's not great. I'm not going to blame you, but I mean.
Hey, they can still go 17-3. So
they can, yeah.
Apparently Underwood just said he wanted to allow pickup layups to prevent all threes. Well, that didn't work very well.
Well, Pickett, I also find it funny that Penn State's best player is a 6'4" power forward, and Illinois couldn't figure that out. I find that hilarious. And also, I know some people were taking shots at Sky. I know I texted you something, people taking shots at Sky defending Pickett, but I think you were right in the fact that
I thought Sky was great.
It was worse with other guys.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I think he allowed maybe 1 bucket off of him, but I thought defensively he was really good against Pickett. The fact that Pickett is allowed to just bump as hard as he wants in the lane because he's a guard is kind of crazy to me. It's hard to establish yourself as a defender when the guy's just ramming his shoulder into you. And then when you do play good defense, they call a reach in. So
yeah.
um,
I think if you're Sky Clark, you're pissed off because he played well and he's on the bench at the end of the game, and Epps was horrendous. Like
yeah.
Epps offensively was awful today. His offensive rating on KenPom 38, which is lower than Shannon, who was at 41. So that's pretty bad.
Yeah. I don't know. You wonder where the offense is going to come from. I like Sky, the 2 threes that he took. I mean, if those fall, they're game changers.
If they fall, it's like what, a 1-point game or tied?
2-point game, I think.
Yeah.
So I guess, Brad always talks about is I don't know where it's going to come from. Well, when, your 2 best that you call your best players between Hawkins and Shannon are 4 or 10 of your points, they got to do something. Terrence looked lost today.
Yeah, I think a lot of people talked about, and I did kind of notice some of this at Texas Tech where he had games like this, really inconsistent. I think the difference is this year is that his highest level is better than he ever was at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
But the low is still the same.
Yeah,
like, I think
and that's
like this.
And he couldn't find a way to get to the lane. Again, active hands. I didn't expect Illinois to lose by this much, but is Penn State better than people give them credit for? Or is this just really bad Illinois?
I think Penn State is like a matchup by matchup basis. I think against certain teams like Illinois, they can beat them because of the way that they play. But it's very curious that they lost at home to Michigan State, I would say.
Yeah.
So I'm not really ready to say. I think Penn State maybe could be a bubble team if they find some consistency, but
they were in that game. I mean,
yeah,
Pickett couldn't make some bunnies at the end, which I mean, Penn State couldn't miss.
If they face a team that knows how to guard the perimeter, then they're in trouble. Illinois certainly doesn't know how to guard the perimeter. Such a joke.
And that's what I mean. Funk was 0 for 3 from 3. He goes 6 of 9 against Illinois.
I mean, just going into the game, all we talked about was they ride or die with the 3. Like, how does Illinois not know that? Like, I feel like this is a week where you don't have any games until Saturday and you're playing Alabama A&M. You have a full week to make some serious changes to the way that you play. And you can't just say, well, we beat Texas. But in the Big Ten, you got to play different. And I'm not ready to say the offense stinks because they did score. I know it was overtime, but they did score 85 points against Texas. I think this is just one of those games where they let it get away from them. And early Penn State was making everything, and you give up 29 points in the last 10 minutes of the first half. Hard to win that way.
Yeah. Penn State smoked us. They started 5 seniors. Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast. I mean, Penn State's the second oldest team or third oldest team, you said. Yeah. Illinois plays young. Again, I thought the best lineup was the 4 freshmen. They just seem to play with a different energy. I don't know. I mean, I just keep reiterating myself.
Penn State is the oldest team in the country. I think a lot of that probably is because they have multiple 4- and 5-year guys.
Yeah. Daniel says Meyer is awful defensively.
Okay, who wasn't awful defensively? I'm sorry that I want somebody in the game that isn't afraid to shoot like most of the guys in this team today. Mm-hmm. Like, I know he's 2 for 8 from 3, but he was shooting them. I mean,
the thing is,
15, everybody else is afraid to shoot.
Like, you see Penn State, and they get open look after open look, and then you see Illinois, and every shot is contested. Every single one. So it's either offensive failure or I mean it's clearly lack of movement. I text my buddies and I said this offense is awful. And then they like 2 plays in a row, they move the ball, they look good. And then I'm like, okay, you just got to complain a little bit. And then I complain the rest of the game. So
everybody wants ISO.
Yeah.
That's got to change. If they don't start changing the way that they defend, or maybe get like, you got to be able to defend in more than one way. I would think. I don't think that the switching thing is working. Obviously, I know that they'll hang their hat on, well, we're top 20 defense in the country, but like, come on, you got to make something change.
And down the stretch, Danger, I text you right before Hummel said it. He's such a liability. I mean, wide open dunk, all they got to do is just tackle him.
Yeah.
And let him go to the line and, miss all his free throws. I mean, Illinois from the line, 6 of 12.
Horrible. That's just so bad.
Danger was 2 of 7.
2 guys shot free throws. I mean, that's stupid.
Yeah, and that's what, that's Terrence Shannon Jr. is supposed to be that guy that can get to the lane and get foul calls. And
I don't think
see it.
7 offensive rebounds is not enough. I think they should have had more, especially when you have a team like Penn State that don't really rely on rebounding at all. Like they don't even try for offensive rebounds. But then they got a big one late.
Like my wife was yelling at them to rebound, and I said, "Well, with those freshmen, you got basically 4 guards, and then you got Coleman Hawkins who thinks he's a guard, and so who's going to go down there and rebound? I mean, Sincere tries to run in there, Ty tries to run in there, but you're not. That's a low percentage rebound.
I think it says a lot about this game that Shannon and Meyer both played less than 30 minutes. More so Shannon, but
he's bad. I mean,
it says a lot about how bad he was. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Coleman Hawkins was bad.
Hawkins was horrific. We know how inconsistent he is, so I don't know why everybody's surprised that he was bad today. Like, why is anybody surprised?
I'm not surprised. I just
people are surprised.
Where's all the Coleman Hawkins lovers?
I do want to know where the defenders are. Coleman defenders.
They're not here.
Not here. Interesting. But I mean, he chucks up a complete brick from 3. That was pretty sweet.
2 of them. Both of his threes were just not even close. Elite shooter.
Well, at least he shot.
My thing is, he can't even. Pickett can post up anybody. He can't even post up Pickett. He had 2 terrible post ups. Those were brutal.
Pickett has a lot more.
Can we give up the switch defense? We leave open 3.
I don't think they're ever going to do it.
Yeah, and they didn't learn from Maryland. I mean, they allowed 41 in the first half to Maryland. They allowed 47 in this game.
They have to rely on the other team missing. Like Texas missed some open threes. Yes. It helps.
Yeah.
So you just got to. I mean, here's the other thing. Well, one of these reporters are they ever going to ask Underwood about this? Like, are you ever going to ask, like, hey, maybe switch up? Are you going to ever switch up the defense?
Give me a media pass. I'll ask him.
Man, it's just if you can't defend in multiple ways, you're not going to win anything. And obviously, the thing this year is just win in March, but you also got to get to March. And
you're telling me that all these teams aren't seeing this? I mean, like Wisconsin, they're gonna ISO Wall and have him back down. I don't know.
Purdue.
Everybody is seeing it. They saw it in Maryland. They saw it. Something's got to give.
Purdue's going to score 186 points against this team. So the good thing is, actually the bad thing is that Alabama A&M also pretty good from 3. 127th in the country. And for a team that's in the SWAC, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and we talked about, they had 3 guys at 46%, a bunch of guys over 40% to not defend the 3, and then, I mean, Lundy, they shut down Lundy in the second half, but Lundy was just getting to the rim.
I have bad news.
What?
Alabama A&M has a 6-foot guard who's 21 for 43 from 3. 48%. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough. But I wish Brad would actually trust his team. Like you're telling me this team can't play like a normal man defense and have more success than what they're doing right now?
Yeah. Zach says, thank you. You guys have been tearing apart the players. This loss is on Underwood. Maybe somebody at 247 will have the chops to ask. Yeah. I mean, we're blaming the players, but yes, I mean, the offensive
got a game
offense
plan
isn't working and the defense isn't working. And when you play a team like Penn State, who is a veteran team with a really good game plan coach who shows up, who gets to Champaign at 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah, that's bad. This dude's a second-year head coach. Like, come on. Brad's been doing this for a long time.
What's this do for their ranking? I think they'll probably stay about where they're at.
Yeah. Maybe go up a couple spots just because the voters are not smart.
Yeah.
They should drop out entirely if I were doing it. I don't even care. When was the last time that there was a game where the offense and defense weren't some sort of concern. I feel like maybe the Virginia game, because I feel like you just knew Virginia's defense was elite. But I feel like Lindenwood, they look terrible in spots. Texas, Syracuse, they look bad in spots. Maryland, we know. Texas, Penn State. Like, it's been a problem for a few weeks now.
Yeah, well, allowing 15-0 runs, 16-2 runs, 11-0 runs, that's Brad Underwood's teams.
The game ended when Funk made that 3 out off the inbounds. That's when the game ended, because then he made a couple more. But
when they went on the 9-0 run in a minute,
yeah, that's.
Jay says play some pack line or just man. Brad's stubbornness to switch a game plan is annoying. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't working in the first half clearly. And you have no answer for that. I thought when they first came out, I thought they weren't switching, and then all of a sudden they switched, and then Coleman, yelled at RJ, I think, for not closing out on the guy that somebody should have been guarding. They talk about how Brad changed the defense.
He's really good at changing things year to year, but when you get in the year, he never really.
But he talks about this because he had Coleman or because he had Kofi.
Yeah.
That's why the defense changed. It wasn't because Brad Underwood wanted to. It's because he had to. But yeah, just too many open shots, too many open looks. You can't fight back from 12 down every game and expect to win.
How many players in this team do you think have done the switching defense? Meyer might be the only one.
Yeah.
And then you expect it to be great. I mean, come on. I don't really care who's on the team. It's just, it's not working. I think you got to change it.
Yeah. I mean, even when you look at no matter what, with a big or with guards or whatever, it hasn't worked. Like Brad wants to say we can guard 1 through 5 with anybody, but they clearly can't. Teams work to get, a big on Sky Clark on a big or, things like that. And it hasn't worked at all. Chad says it seems like almost every game one guy is on and the rest are off. It's maddening and at home. Yeah. The sellout crowd, not sell out Orange Crush because the admins thought that'd be cool to sell Orange Crush tickets to this game, which is maddening also. When Sky missed those 2 threes and Funk goes nuts, I knew it was over. Yeah. If one of those fall and it gets within a 2-point game, but yeah, Sincere was really good defensively. He is that spark. You can just tell, but it's annoying that it takes Sincere to come into the game for the team to get that spark. Like you have to have that from the beginning. You have to play well at home and want to play well, and they did not seem to want to play well. They didn't seem, we talked about 11 a.m. games. Illinois just is terrible at them.
But it's 11 a.m. offense, I think.
Derek Piper says defense. No Illini players made available today. Shocking.
Coleman likes to yell at his teammates a lot and show how big of a leader he is with his traffic control signaling. So why doesn't he talk?
Speaking of, Brad Underwood said we've got one guy who plays hard every day, referring to Sincere Harris.
That's right. I mean, that's 100% right.
Yeah. But why? Why is that a thing?
We got too many
shoot,
California
awesome.
guys.
I think Sky has. I've talked about it. I think Sky has the prettiest shot on the team. Sometimes it doesn't go in. He was 0 for 9 one game. Sometimes it doesn't go in. Zach said, "Is Underwood the easiest coach in the big to scheme against?"
No,
with his we can switch everyone mentality. I think he is right now.
Probably.
I think
right now,
I think every team that
has
good coaching has tore Brad Underwood apart. Texas game, they found a way to win that, but they were not good that game.
We can't act like Brad Underwood hasn't run through the Big Ten the last 3 years, though, and dominated the Big Ten. So this year's obviously different. And if you would have told me 7-3, I'd be like, okay, that's good. But then you say 0-2 in the Big Ten, I'd be like, that's bad. Yeah. But why? Like, nobody should be surprised, especially nationally. I feel like nationally, these guys just so overreactionary, don't really pay attention. Like, why would anyone be surprised that this team is inconsistent? Like, almost an entirely new team, a lot of freshmen, pretty hard schedule to start the season. Like, they're going to be inconsistent. They're going to have some bad losses.
It says, I asked Brad Underwood about Terrence Shannon's leadership, which he's praised since Shannon's arrival, and he literally made a fart noise into the microphone.
That's right. I mean, why are we questioning leadership after one game when they just had the guy dominate in overtime to beat Texas? Like, what? This is such bullshit questioning. Are we serious here? Who asked that? I want names.
Who asked that?
Warner? Who asked him that? You're a fucking idiot, Jeremy.
Whoa!
You're fucking stupid.
I knew I shouldn't have shared this on Facebook.
Well, let's think about this for a second. This is not going to be posted, number one. Number two, everybody thinks that Warner's a moron. What a stupid question. Out of all the questions you could ask, that's your question? Seriously? Kick him out. Give me Brad the phone. Kick him
out. We have to settle our expectations because of our youth. Yeah, like
exactly.
I said, we knew that this was going to be a roller coaster year. You want to hope that this team is ready in March. Thing is, like, Brad Underwood wins games. You know, they squeak out one against Chattanooga. They get embarrassed by Houston. So you got to hope that
there's one team on the I don't want to play list. UConn, I do not want to play them in the
especially without Goody. Yeah. How many times do they run down for a shot with no one else in the paint, miss, and there is no one to close out to rebound? I feel Penn State, I mean, they played this game how they wanted to. They slowed it down. I felt like Illinois was pressing to try to run out, and it'd be like 2-on-4. So just set up your what offense? What are you talking about?
No offense.
Oh, already did that.
Yep.
Shots fired.
Yeah, Warner's a moron. What a stupid question. God.
Early morning hangover was real. Yeah, I'm going to have
why are we questioning leadership? Like, what is that? That is so ridiculous because he had a bad game and maybe didn't have the body. That's the Chicago bullshit. We question all his body language. Illinois, Champaign, Chicago, like, they all question body language, it seems like, oh, Billy Donovan's not having a good time. He should be fired. The Bulls, blah. Stupid.
So Brad takes, he says that it's on him. And then he comes out with this that says, this didn't have anything to do with X's and O's. It had to do with heart and the jersey you wear every single day.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Journalism. Yeah. Journalism is dead.
Hey, we get to talk about whoever we want because that's just us, right?
Well, they'll try to sue us or get rid of us.
Surprised the crowd did not boo this team today or that Underwood didn't get a tee. Yeah, I think I said in the podcast that if they lost, they'd probably get booed. So that's the Illinois way.
I think everybody should have left.
I think they were just excited they got free chicken nuggets because
that's awesome.
2 free throws got missed. I mean, Illinois is down 12.
Yeah,
and I mean, Pickett misses 2 free throws and the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah,
come on.
Schedule's very favorable though. I wouldn't be surprised if
leadership. He's blaming leadership. This is the same story as last year, right? When Illinois would lose, it was all leadership. It wasn't that Underwood got embarrassed by Shrewsbury. Because that's what it looked like to me.
It's going to be – Illinois is going to be 15-3. Going into January 19th against Indiana. 15-3. Heard it here first.
I'm not even sure they're going to beat Missouri now. I'm on your bandwagon with that.
No, they're 7-3 right now. Next 8 games look pretty favorable. I think at worst they're 12-5. I think at worst. But that's just me. I don't want to look ahead too far because they could lose to Alabama A&M. They'll beat Missouri. If they can't wake up for that game, that's a late game too. Illinois is an elite basketball team at 6 and 8. 6 p.m., 8 p.m. They're elite. Usually.
Yeah, they need
unless it's at Maryland. Because let's think, 11 a.m. loss to Penn State and 2:30 loss or whatever, 1:30 loss to Virginia. That's 2.
Underwood said he read former Illini Trent Frazier's apparently expletive loaded text to the team after the loss.
Good.
And it says he's leading from Serbia. Trent Frazier
Good.
is our leader now. Bring him back, let him coach. Get Alexander out of there. Underwood wouldn't know a set if it sat on his face. Fair. I think fans and media cling to our flashes, and our expectations have gone through the roof with key wins. We need to remind ourselves our expected learning curve. I agree, but you don't want to. I mean, losing by 15 to Penn State at home is embarrassing. They have the Brad Underwood fart noise now up on the Twitters. Would you like to see it?
Absolutely.
All right. I forget how to do this. So share screen, share audio, share. Here we go. Hold on. This isn't my thing. This is Ethan's thing.
Freddie talked a lot about TJ's leadership since he's gotten here.
Yeah, that's a stupid question.
Whoa. Leaks.
Stupid question.
That was an intense fart noise, too.
Such a dumb question.
I'm so irritated and pissed about this trap game. I don't know what to do with myself. It's the way in fashion we lost. Different coming out flat. No excuse in the second half. I can't read. Can you read these? Happy Meyer has a rhythm going and is feeling confident, but not the biggest fan of his ISO ball. I hate his ISO ball. That's why he was my player to watch, because I didn't want super aggressive Matthew Meyer. It's good when it's good, but it can get bad. Illini would have scored the same amount in the second half. We win. Yeah, I mean, Illinois held to 21 points in the second half.
21.
That's embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
This team sucks would be my takeaway. No.
This team they're a roller coaster. That's I think we're gonna have a lot of these. That's all I gotta say. I think we're gonna have a lot of these.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a safe bet. I hate the reactions after these games. Like, it's the end of the world. Even I don't do that. It's just ridiculous sometimes, especially on a national level. Like Goodman's tweet I thought was bullshit. Where he said, let's see.
How they barely beat Texas.
Yeah, fortunate to beat Texas in New York City. Now the Illini lay an egg at home against Penn State, to which I responded on the podcast account like, they beat Texas. Why the F does it matter? I don't get it.
Jay says Illinois has no sets in the half court. Ding, ding, ding. It's all an NBA one-on-one game. If you hold Illinois from getting out and running, you can beat them. Problem is we have hardly any NBA players. We have apparently two that everybody is talking about. I thought it was funny that Hummel called out Coleman Hawkins he shows flashes of NBA talent, and then he has games like this. So.
Yep, that's right.
Saying they were fortunate to beat Texas was a crazy thing to say. Yeah. It's a little extreme. It doesn't matter how it doesn't. Field of 68 is anti-Big Ten podcast.
I don't know about that.
TSJ is not going to the league. I don't think he handles the ball well enough. I mean, that's the thing is like
you
Io
handle the ball well in the big in
I don't know, but Io can get to the hole. I don't think TSJ can get to the hole in the NBA.
But we were just saying like 2 weeks ago how he does it so easily.
Well, yeah, when teams don't swipe at it. Who said that? I didn't say that.
We both were talking about how fast he is to the rim and how he was doing.
Yeah, in the open court.
No, like from the 3-point line.
Whatever. Well, if you can't get to the basket,
if teams plan to stop it, they can stop it.
Losing to Penn State at home, come on. Yeah, exactly. Coleman will be in the NBA. Yeah, there's no doubt that he's going to be in the NBA. If he gets drafted higher than Io, I'm going to lose my, that word. Yeah, so I don't know. You guys got anything else? I mean, we ran for 35 minutes.
This game is my last game recap for ShyCitySports.com. So, I'd like to announce that
they fired you already.
No, I just I don't have the time to do it. I would say would be my thoughts.
I know you're a busy guy.
So maybe I'll pick it back up later in the year, but for right now, it's over.
TSJ with another airball 3 today. We worried about his jump shot. Hasn't really been right since Maryland. I mean, the only game that it was really good in was UCLA.
It was good against Texas.
There's something about that 3 from the wing that he's just off. I think he's airballed his last 3 from the wing. Probably why he didn't take that one with 2 minutes left.
I think he shoots the ball so high that you're pretty, you could airball it a lot easier.
Yeah. RJ only played 16 minutes.
Well, he was out for a while after the
what happened?
Got hit in the face or whatever. He's bleeding. Switched jerseys.
TSJ does have bad handles. He needs to shoot some more 15-footers instead of driving when it's not working. Yeah. He's very left-handed orientated, and he doesn't protect the ball. So I think Coleman's kind of the same way. I mean, this says Coleman had 2 turnovers, but I think I counted like 7. So
Coleman's paying the scorer.
Penn State. It's been 5 games ago. We've talked about it. They were 4-0 coming into this game over the last 4 or something. So
yeah. 4-3 overall, or 4-4 now with Underwood, but 4-3 before this. And last loss to him, I think, was season finale 2019 when Illinois went 11-20.
Nebraska ball's back. 21-19.
Yeah. Real gauntlet for Purdue to open Big Ten play. Playing the 2 worst teams probably.
Hopefully this is a wake-up game. Yeah, we thought Maryland was, and then they go and beat Texas, and then ride the high. All the Illinois fans are going to be saying, "Oh, they're reading the newspaper clippings." So get ready for those comments. Yeah, a disappointing loss. You hope they learn from it. You hope they figure something out. Do you think we see a change from Brad at all? I don't think we do. I think
probably not,
because I think that his thing is you play hard enough, my way works. So they did have one blob today. It didn't work, but they at least ran an out of bounds play. Did you see that?
That's good news.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't work, but it wasn't just pass it into the poster and then took Nebraska +9. Terrible pick.
Where's the game at?
It's at Nebraska.
No, they could cover that maybe.
Yeah.
9 feels low though.
It was tied, and Purdue just went on a 5-0 run. So 9 does seem really low. But Illinois was a 9.5-point favorite.
You said it was an easy cover, so we have that.
And well, I didn't know that there was going to be a lack of leadership and effort from the boys in the scripts.
Yep.
He just yells at the top of his lungs and he recruits well. That's about it.
All right. Why are we doing this?
Underwood because it's Illinois. It's Illinois fans.
God, I mean, you'd have to have a what do we need to have
and his coaching philosophy.
Oh my God!
To change
Come
and make adjustments.
on.
You can't be mad at him. Tell me you haven't been asking for an adjustment.
Tell me. But Lovie Smith didn't do shit at Illinois.
And I texted the guy. I texted my buddies at halftime, and I said Underwood's taking the Hubert Davis method of my athletes are going to out athlete your athletes tonight, because that's what it seemed like they were doing.
They've had a ton of games.
They didn't.
They've had a ton of games with better second halves, and we don't know if there's adjusting or not adjusting, but we can't act like he hasn't adjusted before.
Yeah, Melendez doesn't get enough shots. He's got to get open. They don't move, so nobody's open. They don't draw double teams except when Dange is in there. Dange did pass out of the post tonight today. So I'm happy about that. But there's no movement. It's that dang 3-man weave. Hopefully somebody gets on a drive. RJ's handles are not good either.
Nobody can
Holy
dribble the ball.
smokes.
The best
That
dribbler
one he
on
like
the team.
threw up. It went 20 feet in the air trying to drive it to the hoop.
Who's the best ball handler on the team?
Shelved the script Wise for a while. Burn it. Oh, you guys want me to burn this live?
Who's the best?
Okay.
Who's the best ball handler on the team? Meyer?
Right now, I think so. I'd say Sky Clark, but he even struggles at times. Last 2 tournament losses for
They
Brad.
lost to Houston and Loyola Chicago, not Penn State.
No in-game adjustment. Sorry,
Oh
Truth.
my God.
No
You
such
don't know
thing.
what an adjustment is.
he
Are you
didn't
in the locker
adjust.
room?
What are you talking about? He
I'm not
didn't
saying they
adjust.
adjusted in this game, no, but he's saying ever. Are we saying ever? Because you're not
Sky
in the locker room.
Harris,
How do you
TSJ
explain
has terrible
UCLA?
handles. What?
How do you explain UCLA?
Sky
They're
and
down
Simon
15.
Close.
They come out in the second half. They play better on both ends. Is that not adjusting? Did they not adjust the game plan in that game? I'm sure they did. Stupid.
You know what the adjustment was? Play with your heart. Play with leadership. That's not an adjustment.
I'm not talking about this game. Like, I'm pretty sure this guy's talking about Underwood's entire career because he's talking about Lovie Smith and tournament losses. All right, Jesus, they show some class. My red pillow. I didn't even really come after you that hard.
First, so.
Did I call him a name? I mean, that's an inappropriate name. Feels inappropriate. If you're not in the locker room, I don't know if you know what an adjustment is. If you're not, unless you're really watching the X's and O's, which obviously today there were no adjustments. I think we all know that.
Going to watch the second half of France-England game or not? World Cup, guys. I'm not. I didn't even know they were still playing.
I would if there weren't good college basketball games on. I would, but
yeah, I don't know if I've ever watched more than 3 minutes of soccer in my life.
So my red pillow in the UCLA game, did Underwood adjust in the second half?
No, Terrence Shannon Jr. went crazy.
Yeah, but I think defensively, the way that they guarded.
Hey, why does Illinois' press suck, by the way, all of a sudden?
Probably because Sincere's the only one that knows how to anchor it.
I hate Coleman Hawkins lag behind when he's on the point.
Coleman is a very lazy player in my eyes. Like, he has a lot of lazy games.
Some adjustments are harder to see in basketball versus some other sports unless it is obvious 180 switch.
Exactly. So I don't know why we're acting like you can't just tell me that Brad Underwood's never made in-game adjustments. Like, that's just absurd. And my red pillow, the guy just he got less classy than I did, which is never something that happens. So that's just
that is shocking.
One, but I understand.
You can walk through the screen. Nobody cares. Except you're wearing green. Soccer is so boring, yeah. I just painted the wall in the bedroom. I think I'm gonna go watch that instead.
Jesus.
Yeah. Are we done? We're at 45 minutes. This is longer than a regular podcast.
The comments are flying in.
Well, Red Pillow already left, so you don't have to worry about that.
I wanted to go after him again. I didn't even go
off people in droves.
Like, I was a 6 out of 10 in terms of going after that guy. 6 out of 10, and then he does that to me. We are committing to the press.
Indiana or Arizona tonight. Arizona has to crush them, right? Yeah, I think they said Hood Schifino is going to practice to see if he's ready, but I think they sit him just so they have an excuse.
I think Arizona is going to mess them up. I really do. I think Arizona, the way that they game plan, the way that they get out and run, the way that they actually run sets and real stuff, I think Arizona is going to win that game. But I think it'd be a great win for Indiana if they can get it. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. MJ says we aren't committing to the press. Yeah, it seems like Illinois doesn't know when they're going to run it. I mean, you see Coleman get mad at guys that are on the other end of the court. But I don't like how he doesn't come up and press and he kind of lags, like to stop the back pass when the middle's wide open. Seems a little weird to me, but
Well, when your least touted freshman is the only one that has success in the press or defensively at all, it's kind of embarrassing, huh? Not a knock on Sincere, but I mean, come on.
Jay says watching soccer is like my buddies trying to score chicks at the bar. No action. Fair. Underwood was pissed in the postgame.
Good.
We saw some of it, losing his mind. Do we move up or down in the rankings? I think they
might drop a spot, maybe drop a spot, but also I think
depends on how everybody else does.
They really value the top 5 wins, especially a top 3 win. They really value those. So I don't know how they approach that. I think it'll be interesting. I think most of the people that vote for that are so stupid to the point where I don't think the rankings even matter that much. But if you do care, then you never know.
MJ says when we were getting the 10-second calls, we had the back line moving up towards half. Yeah, it seems like Illinois doesn't know when they're actually like the press compared to just full court man. I feel like Illinois has some sort of miscommunication there where the guys don't know if they're actually, trying to run a press or if they're just, running a full court defense. So how many threes did Penn State make? 12 of 24. And I'm going to count Lundy's 2 threes too. So they actually made 14.
I mean, those were fouls. I mean, they were.
I don't know if the first one was so much.
But Illinois does this every game.
He landed and then fell backwards. Like
Is that the Shannon one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Shannon was in his landing zone. But
the Rogers one was definitely a foul.
Yeah. But when a guy flails 3 times on threes, one of those has, like the last one, he fell into his bench. Like it's a flop. That's what they've been saying.
Well, let's also think about this. Illinois fouls the 3-point shooter in every game, it seems like. So I don't know how you can't.
Danger has good hands.
I think you should say what was actually written there.
For those? It says Sanjay, but autocorrect. I know he put Danger. I knew what he meant.
I know.
If he is less than 50%, he is going to get hacked all year. He's less than 50. He was 50% coming in, and he went 2 of 7. So
they have a lot. I think you could do the same with Rogers and Harris too.
He's officially less. Yeah, Harris had a great look at 3, man. Illinois had like 3 great looks when they were within 2 possessions, and fumbled it away. He is. Still says 50%, but he was 28.6 this game. He's 46.7% at home from the free throw line.
You're not looking at the right stats, obviously. I bet I got it right here. Wait for it.
I don't know if it updated.
45%.
There you go.
14 for 31.
Hack a danger the rest of the year.
2 for 7 from the free throw line in Big Ten play. So I guess he didn't shoot one against Maryland.
A game like this, we miss Kofi. I mean, you miss a big center because Pickett's going to come in there, but then who closes out?
On this team, yes. But also, if you remember last season, Shrewsbury, Kofi didn't do anything against Penn State. Penn State really likes the make one guy beat him game planning method.
Thought it was a game if they could have got it within 10 under the 4 timeout. Yeah, that's why I told my wife they had to get it within 10 under 5. Ty's foul was brutal. It really hurt. Illini fade in the second half. I mean, their defense was better, I guess. They had us all game, yeah. We got smacked. Yeah, Penn State was definitely all credit to Penn State. They were the better team. Came in, embarrassed Illinois. Hopefully Illinois takes it to heart and does something.
Won't.
So
at least we're not Louisville, right? I think it's safe to say that Florida State is back, folks. Florida State is back.
It's good to see UConn covered. So
yep. Well, UConn covered by 2 touchdowns, but
Purdue's now up 10 for all you guys that took +9.
That spread seems so low.
So yeah, it does.
How is that not like 15.5? I don't care where it's at.
Because Nebraska beat Creighton at home. Creighton's so good. You talked about them the whole time.
Creighton is good. This is another part of college. Right now, Creighton's not
how
good.
How many years have we ran the stupid 3-man weave at the top of the key? It literally does nothing.
Yeah,
I've been complaining about it for 3 years at least.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
What will be said in the Illinois Inquirer post-game show? Do you think? I don't know. I don't watch them.
Yeah, I don't think anybody watches that. Maybe they do, I guess. Probably because
I'm
they're
sure they
hiding. They're hiding behind a name
I
brand.
mean,
where
if you're going to pay for it, you want to watch it, right?
who does that again?
Warner and Piper? I don't know.
So when you have absolutely zero talent, you have to hide behind a shield and have a company that you pay to read bullshit. That's kind of what those guys are. And I mean, in terms of the talent department, they're the lowest of the low in the Illini circle. Certainly, they absolutely have zero talent in anything. But
Ethan wants that.
that's
smoke.
just me. Please, I'd love for those guys to respond to that. But
he's just trying to get clicks, boys. Just trying to get clicks.
yeah, that's true. But I'll just say this,
That's what I was looking for.
I think that the hardest thing they'll say is, well, no, number one, Brad was mean to me because I asked a stupid question. And number two, Penn State, just so much credit to Penn State. But then they'll start to be like, but Illinois really lacks leadership. They really do. Yeah, that's why they lost.
Illini Inquirer will just talk about Shannon. Yeah. Lunker says 100. I guess this is for you. What is your Illini beat writer rankings?
I don't think any of them have any talent whatsoever for the most part. I would say number one for me.
Number one, Ethan Carter.
Well, I'm not a beat writer, and never would I want to be a beat writer. But let me see here. I don't really know all of them, so you might have to give me a list. Is Joey Wagner still on the beat? I would say he's probably number one just because
he's with those guys.
Oh, well, he's number one because he was on our show. He was willing to step up.
He was on our show. If he could see us now.
Can I get a list of the beat writers real quick just so I could really get after him? But I don't really read that much Illini stuff just because I know that it's not good. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to say. I think they're probably going to really talk about leadership, which is hilarious. I think road games are where your leadership needs to show up the most, right? I don't think that a home game at 11 a.m. on a Saturday against Penn State is where you're looking for leadership to carry the day. I think that's more of a road game at Maryland's where you want your leadership to show the strongest, or a neutral site game against a top 5 team is where you want your leadership to show up. I think questioning leadership, especially 10 games into a season, whether 7-3 is just insane to me, I think that's just a total reach by, unsurprisingly, by Werner, who seems like I'm sure he's a nice guy, but really short in the talent department, just lacks there.
Ethan wants to beat some writers. Nice.
Well, I certainly wouldn't stand down. I just think that a lot of times, especially in college,
I've been trying to end this for 10 minutes, and we're still going.
I thought that they were going to give me a list of the beat writers. How many do you know?
Warner, Piper, Wagner, Ked, Prince, Brad Sturdy. That's it. That's all.
Okay, that's 5. Number 1 is Joey. 2 is Ked. 3 is Sturdy. 4 is Piper. 5
Ethan
is
gets
Werner,
his
probably
butt kicked.
Okay, how tall is Jeremy Werner? I'd love to know. He doesn't look like a tall guy.
I think the team meeting for these leaders needs to happen. Hawkins, Myers, Shannon played like dog
bleep
shit at home. I'll say it. Whatever.
I don't think Hawkins is interested in actually leading a team. I think he's interested in being like.
He likes to lead the team
by yelling at his own teammates. Yeah.
Like the one pass that really stuck out to me, I guess. Epps gave the ball to Hawkins, and then Hawkins just kind of tosses it in the corner, expecting Epps to get there. Luckily Epps was there.
Well, if you want the Coleman Hawkins spin zone,
this I see 3 passes ahead of everybody else. Like, make the first pass.
Yeah, if you want the Hawkins spin zone, it's just that Coleman has such a high basketball IQ that his teammates are not advanced enough to know where the ball is going to go.
Warner and Piper are tall. Pipes is not. Warner is not. Wagner and Piper are tall. Warner is not. Okay. Hard deduction.
Yeah, I mean that would be embarrassing, but I wouldn't want to fight anybody. Come on, I'm not gonna fight anybody over Illinois basketball argument just because he asks stupid questions and has absolutely zero ability at all. Why would I fight about that? Come on.
I was gonna say something.
I want to start an old school radio beef. That's kind of why I just say what I say about these guys. I'd like for them to let's go. I mean, come on,
I know what you're doing.
It's a good thing.
I know what you're doing.
But that's just me. All right.
All right.
I think we've all seen enough, huh?
I didn't think these instant reactions are getting longer and longer.
Well, this is only the second one, but
yeah, but it's still 20 minutes longer than the last one. So,
all right.
Anyways, thanks for stopping by, guys. We always appreciate the support, your comments, interacting with the fans. We're fans like you guys, so it's always fun talking to you. We will be back with a actual. I guess we'll actually review this game. If we didn't do it enough here, because this doesn't get posted to the podcasts and stuff. So
yeah. All right.
I know you guys know, but this Louisville team is about to go 0-10. Yeah, tough matchup against Florida State.
Florida State's back.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you all.
Goodbye.
Have a good day.